That's it, everybody. Welcome to Don't Hassle So Local. We're usually on ESPN 93.5, but hey, we had to do a little mobile trip up here, so we're on our Facebook Live. We're on our YouTube Live. We're up at Mulligan's in Cedar Falls, everybody. So,
Mulligan's Brick Oven Grill in Cedar Falls. We got to grab a menu so we can read to some of these people what's going on, what we got here. We got a good crowd already starting here.
We got some Bettendorf fans. Hey, Bettendorf fans, can I hear you? There you go.
We got a table of about 10 or 12 over there. We got more in the back over there, and they're starting to file in. We're here, like we said, we're live here in Cedar Falls. Bettendorf's going to be playing Dowling at 4 o'clock in the first of 2 semifinal games here tonight. The other one's going to be Cedar Falls versus Southeast Polk. We've got a few guests that are going to be coming on, but we still got to run another show for you guys, a normal one, and then bring in some of our guests to be talking about some of the things.
Yeah, we're going to have the mayor, Bob Gallagher, in. Who else do you have lined up, Jaybird?
I got Jason Kemp from the Quad City Sportsnet. He's going to be calling the game for, I believe, 12:30 and QCSportsnet.net. So that'll be on if you can't see the game. If you're in your car, you can always listen to Jason Kemp. If you also, we're going to have Vasco when he gets into town. Dan Vasco.
Oh, Vasco's coming up?
Yeah, the mayor's on his way. We're fine.
Yeah, we're fine.
The mayor's on his way. He's traveling right now. Vasco's on his way traveling right now. They're all going to be coming in. We got TJ Deere, one of the dads. He's going to come in and talk a little bit about this season, but we've got a lot to cover about this. I mean, it's going to be quite a trip. We got more Bettner fans walking in as we speak.
Oh, so, look at that. Just funneling in.
Yeah. So we have to say thanks right away to Dunright Satellite and Power. Obviously, if you look in our left-hand corner, this is powered by Dunright TV.
Yeah, there's Kelly.
This is done by Sling Studio. And hey, keep an eye out for this. If you're a Dish subscriber, look for us to be on television, 2256-02, I believe. And we'll put that out there on Facebook as well, 2256-02. So we're going
to do this little live view for the fans.
Yeah.
So there we are. We're rooting on the dogs there.
Yeah, like I said, they're filing in as they go, nice and early for this game.
On Facebook. Oh, you did.
And then like I said, we'll be on Dish. It's called Dish Community. So we're very happy to have a show on that, and that's all thanks to Kelly from Dunright Satellite. He will take care of anything, not just your satellite. If you have a home and you need to have the nest going on there, including the ring, with this going on, and I saw this on Dwyer Michaels, T-Roy, they shared this. Davenport had the most stolen cars in Iowa.
And then
that's because we're the home of the Stolies.
The state that had the most was Illinois.
Okay.
But then Davenport
was the most in Iowa. There you go.
Most city in Iowa.
Yes.
Right.
So what we're saying here is you need to protect your home. You got to have cameras. Get a hold of Kelly at Dunright. They do that as well. Home protection. They do the nest. All those things. If you're going to go out and get the nest to do your thermometer, whatnot, don't just install it yourself because you're going to end up calling some heating conditioning people. Have professionals do it. And again, we have to thank Mark Ross and Jim Thompson from Landjet for getting us up here safe.
Yeah, Landjet and our buddy
Will. The Thrill, our driver.
Will should get on the mic and just say hi, I think.
We did a video with Will early.
Will's like, no.
He gets to hang out with us, and he's here at Mulligan's with us.
And we got
now.
Dr. Johnny Fever in the house, too.
Yeah.
Kelly, there's that old man sitting at the corner of the bar. You have to put him on camera soon.
So,
the one that just handed me a beer.
So thanks to everybody out there watching on Facebook Live. Make sure to follow us on Twitter. And we also have a YouTube channel, QC Hassle, as well. Last night we had I lost my hassle streak. I took the Celtics. Rosso got me. I originally wanted to go with the over in the Thursday night football game, and I should have.
There's Johnny Fever, everybody. The man, the myth, the legend right there.
So I should have taken the over. So I took the Celtics minus 9.5 on the road, and they did not cover. They won by 7. So, T-Roy, later on, you're going to be up for the hassle streak. You got me?
Yep, I got you. I think I'm going to take... I don't know what I'm going to take.
We can get to that. So, Thursday night football happened last night.
Yeah, just a beating by the the Steelers, man.
We had a nice car ride. It was a great ride up, thanks to Will and Landjet. But we got to talk about this game. You guys really just made it sound... when you guys were talking about it, you really made it sound like Steelers just put it on them. I said it really didn't open up until that pick 6, and then after that, I think the Panthers just kind of F it.
I mean, when the first pass of the game goes for first play of the game for the Steelers goes for a touchdown, yeah, they put it on them, man. They didn't. Their offense. I mean, dude had more touchdowns than incompletions. Jay. No, they put it on him from go. It just took the defense a while to put it on them too. That offense was rolling from start, man.
But you don't. I mean,
Yeah, because the defense allowed an opening drive touchdown by the Panthers.
yeah.
But yeah, it happened, man.
I mean, it was an incredible game by the Steelers. And
Listen, if the Steelers
basically-
play like that against
Yes.
any other team that I feel is playoff caliber, I mean, you know, that looks pretty unbeatable, especially the way they were pressuring a very mobile quarterback, very strong quarterback, a 9-year veteran now. This is his 9th year in the league. Do you believe that?
Who?
Cam Newton.
uh,
Does that shock you? He's been in the
Not
league.
really,
This is
'cause I
his
feel
9th
like-
year, but I mean, it's just crazy.
yeah, I feel like I've had him 5 out of those 4 years on my fantasy team, so I'm not too shocked by that at all. How are things looking on the camera out there?
I think the camera's doing fine. I mean, it's just kind of got us coming down from the angle over here to your right. So, wave hi to everybody. Yeah, I just, it was a situation where they were doing what they wanted to at will offensively, and that's a good Carolina defense. I mean, just everything was clicking. You know, that's the thing. I mean, when everything starts clicking and everybody's working together and they just, I don't know, it's the, what's the word I'm trying to find here, everybody? It's the cohesiveness, maybe? Like the team just finally, that Pittsburgh team just came together. They're like, Le'Veon who, the distraction's gone. You know, that's a signature win right there. And if they're going to play like that, they're going to be hard to beat. You know, obviously Thursday night at home, but still, is what it is. Yeah, that was a Juju Smith-Schuster opening
Yeah,
drive
that was
touchdown.
80 yards. And
Yeah.
how can you get that wide is the thing.
Well, it was he came from the slot, and they were in a kind of a zone scheme. I'm watching the play right now. Zone scheme, and then the corner bit on the guy he had when they were supposed to switch, and it was it was pretty nasty. It was a well designed play, and it only works if the corner doesn't do what he's supposed to do. But
Eric Reed didn't look too happy after that. Man, it's really starting to fill in here. This is great.
yeah, we're getting some Bettendorf fans in here.
Again, for those of you Bettendorf fans who are tuning in, driving up, listening to this right now on Facebook Live, make sure to stop here at Mulligan's, 18th Street. I don't have the address in front of me, but you guys can look it up. Use your, your Google Maps. Find it here. Stop in here and see these Bulldog fans. They're ready for this game, and it's going to be something else. Let me tell you something.
All right.
Listen, I think
Yeah.
Go ahead, Serge.
So the Cubs are talking about trading Chris Bryant.
Okay.
What?
Big news. Cubs
pull
are
it
talking
up.
about trading Chris Bryant. Hacksaw's hyperventilating right now.
Yeah,
What are they trading him for?
I can read this to you. Okay. They're talking about trading him perhaps as soon as this winter. It's some of their early offseason discussions. They have indicated to other teams they're willing to discuss trade proposals for almost all the players on their roster, and that includes Bryant. So, because past efforts have not advanced to reach a long-term agreement, without the deal being concluded, they said it's a thing that they want to deal in before he moves towards free agency after the 2021 season. So it's not that Chris Bryant himself is on the table. Theo Epstein is saying we've always operated that not anybody is untouchable. So he's saying that anybody is open for a trade. So before you hyperventilate,
I'm still hyperventilating.
just realize that they're up for anyone. If they can't reach a long-term agreement that's good for both sides, Theo is going to do what's best for the Cubs long-term. And if that includes trading old Bryant Blue Eyes, then so be it. And rightfully so. As a front office, he should. If they can't come to agreement, they have to do something.
Well, yeah, you can't get left with your pants down. I've been left with my pants down before, Jay. It's not a pretty sight.
Well, it's the same thing. It's kind of like Bryce Harper. They couldn't get what the deal that they wanted, the 10-year, $300 million, no opt-out, which is crazy. But, you're going to lose somebody along the way. They can't keep everyone forever. I know we always goofed around in the offseason. Well, the Cubs should sign him. But you can't sign everybody.
No.
They need to trade you Darvish is what they need to do.
I don't know who's going to take that contract.
The Rangers.
The Rangers?
I think they'd take him back. I think that they need to trade you Darvish. And yes, get someone to take that contract, though. But As far as that's going and that's reported, I wouldn't look too much into it. Anybody on that roster, it's the same. Guys, let's go back to this. Let's keep this about as simple as can be. We've all been in a bar. We own a bar, whatever else. Someone says, you want to sell your bar? No bar owner ever says, my bar's not for sale. Because guess what? Every bar's for sale for the right price.
Oh, yeah.
Every player is trade eligible
For the right
price.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I don't know a player out there that you're just, I mean, the Packers are going to say we're not trading Aaron Rodgers, but if you give them more than what someone's worth, they're going to take it, right?
Right.
And you know what Theo's doing? He's just kicking tires.
Oh, you love kicking tires. He loves kicking the tires, Sergi, doesn't he?
Always.
Always a kicking tire fool.
Well, we are at Mulligan's Brick Oven Grill, and there's only one, and it's here in Cedar Falls. But if you're looking for some good pizza in the Quad Cities, you should probably go to localsloveus.com, right?
That's right. It's real
Look
easy
up-
to use. They have a guide everywhere. It's got a table of contents, helps you navigate what you're looking for, or you go to localsloveus.com. You click on the Quad Cities, and then the browser drops it down. They even sort out all the favorites for you and make it real easy to use. That's easy. It's our friends there from Don't Locals Love Us, your guide to the best.
And Chopper, I know he's listening. He's going to be watching the game, probably at Pints, I believe. He texted me last night and asked if Pints would have the game on. I told him absolutely we would.
Did you explain to the bartender how to put it on?
Yeah, they know.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll be good. It's all good.
That's always helpful.
And I know a couple people reached out to me on social media, and I, sent the link from the Iowa High School Sports Network about the different channels on Dish, on MediaCom, on DirecTV. It's 665 on DirecTV to watch the semifinal game, both of them. And on Dish, I don't know off the top of my head. I think it's in the 400s. And on MediaCom, it's channel 22, I believe, because it's under NBC Sports Chicago. So, guys, we get to do our pick six. Before we break down this game and talk to some super fans or those in the know more than us, we're going to do our weekly pick six. So we got to do NCAA first. You ready?
I'm ready. You writing these down?
Yes, I'll write them down, and I'll keep it on I have the outline out here. I didn't get it printed out. The only thing the Landjet didn't have for us was a printer. Landjet had everything else. Wi-Fi, TV, everything.
You
A
can't.
safe
Yeah,
ride.
I don't think they can supply a printer.
I'm just, yeah. So, all right. We just had to stop for a quick photo op there.
Yeah. Hey, when
Gotta
you're the
take a look.
face, when you're face that runs a place, you got to do some things.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
And maybe that's just because I have more face than the rest of you too, or at least more chins.
Where's Johnny Fever at? We gotta get a cocktail here soon. All right. First one up.
Johnny Fever.
It's okay.
Can
It's
you
not a
just
big
text in your order to him?
deal. Yeah. It's not a big deal. All right. First game up for the NCAA Pick Six. We're gonna do Baylor at Iowa State. Dad, I got a question for you about Iowa State.
All right.
Remember I told you if Iowa State wins out, West Virginia beats Oklahoma, Iowa State has the tiebreaker to go to the Big 12 championship, right?
Yeah.
What is going to happen if what's going to happen if Iowa State makes the Big 12 championship? What are they going to do? No.
Oh no. What do you want?
Just I want single speed Jeremy Peach, whatever, single speed. Yeah. The bartender will know what I have. Thank you. Yes, from the bartender. Just tell her, Jay. All right. Sorry about that.
That's Johnny Fever, man.
Yeah, sorry. All right, listen, hear me out. Iowa State lost like those 3 straight games. They scheduled Incarnate Word. I don't even know anymore.
Whatever. Yeah. What does that mean?
What are they going to
anyway?
do with that game if Iowa State is going to the Big 12 championship?
Then they got to get rid of that game. It won't
I know.
matter.
Well, poor Incarnate Word or Wood. I don't even know. Poor them. All right, Baylor at Iowa State. The spread is 16. Iowa State is favored.
At Iowa State, and the spread is what?
At Iowa State, and the spread is 16. It started off at 14.5 and is now currently Iowa State minus 16.
That seems awful big, Jay.
Yep.
I'll take Baylor in the points. I think Iowa State wins, but I don't like that. And Will's with me.
Will says, sir, do you like this at all?
I think that's a lot of points, too. I would go Baylor points. I completely agree with Troy on this one. I know I don't say that a lot, but...
Oh, wow.
I'm going the opposite direction.
Kind of mean, bud.
No, It is what it is.
I'm going to take Iowa State. I'm going to give
What about
up the
them
points.
all?
I think they're going to push. I'm going to put the Campbell's. Thank you. Put the pedal
That's
to the
Johnny
metal.
Fever, everybody, right there. Johnny Fever.
They're going to put the pedal to the metal and get after this one. And I think Iowa State. I mean, they've got their eyes on the prize now. So I
think they're fully capable of doing this, but anytime you see 16 points, man.
All right. So you two take Baylor. I take Iowa State. All right, moving on. The next one up, Northwestern at Iowa. I think for the year we've been pretty consistent with Iowa.
Yeah, Hawkeyes, what, -10, Jay?
Yep.
Iowa, I'll take Iowa minus the points. It's going to be just like our boy Rosso said. It's going to be an Iowa blowout.
Well, let me give you this. Northwestern is 6-0 against the spread when playing as road underdog since the start of the 2016 season. 6-0 against the spread when playing as a road underdog. Guess what I'm taking?
Hawkeyes.
Yeah, I'm taking Hawks. I'm giving up the 10. Sergi? Hawks by 1 million from our friends from Washed Up Walk-Ons.
Nope.
I love that
Nope.
quote, by the way.
I'm going Northwestern plus the points. After watching them play against Notre Dame, I don't think Iowa's near as good as Notre Dame. So Northwestern plus, was it 10, Troy? 10.
Yeah, it's 10, yeah.
10.
Yeah, it's 10.
Northwestern plus
Just
10.
been informed by Kelly, we are live on Dish Network, channel 22.
56-02 or something.
2256-02, I believe.
I believe that's it. So, yeah. We'll
If
be on
anybody
this.
has Dish Network, but either we'll find out for sure on the channel.
All right.
Northwestern covers, Iowa wins.
I like that, but I don't like the bet
That's
against
not a
it.
bad. I'm
I
a
hope
homer.
I hope Iowa blows them out.
Yeah.
Illinois at Nebraska.
What's the point spread here?
Nebraska minus 17.
Oh, you give me Illinois plus 17 all day, baby.
A.J. Bush.
Because you know what I can say right now?
It's kind of his
F
homecoming.
Nebraska.
It's kind of A.J. Bush's homecoming. He started at Illinois, transferred to Iowa Wesleyan, made it to Virginia Tech, and now he's at Illinois. I'm going to take the points, too. I'm going to take Illinois plus 17.
All right. Sergi, what did you think?
Gosh, this is really tough for me. Again, anything over 14 just seems like too much to not take. So I'm going to take Illinois plus 17.5. Is that what it is?
17.
17.
Either way, I'll take it.
All right. We're all on board there.
Okay. Here's another one. This one's for you, Serge. FSU at Notre Dame. Notre Dame minus 16.5. This was minus 17. They came out yesterday, said Ian Book is out. It's only moved a half a point in one day.
But they're wearing green.
I heard that. They're wearing
Notre Dame.
green. Yeah.
Oh, I thought FSU. I'm like, what?
Even with Book out, I think they're going to put it on them. So I'll take Notre Dame minus points here.
Notre Dame has not covered. They're 0-3 and a spread of 13.5 or greater this year.
You know what, Jay? Things change. Notre Dame. I'm taking Notre Dame.
I tweeted this out earlier. Take FSU when I saw that there was going to be when Ian Book was out. I'm going to take the points. I wish it was 17, but I think some people are jumping on this. I know FSU is terrible, but I got to stick with my initial gut feeling, and I'm going FSU plus 16.5. All right, we're moving into some Big Ten games.
All right. What you got?
Ohio State minus 3.5 on the road in East Lansing against Michigan State.
This is going to be a good game.
Is it? Before the season, I guess before the season you would. Then when Michigan State started laying an egg, did you think it would be a good game? Like 3 weeks ago, before Ohio State lost to Purdue, you'd say that. I wonder what the before the season line was for this was. I bet you it was at least 6 or 7, if not more.
The Michigan State-Purdue game is what makes me think that this is going to be a good game.
Well, the thing is,
Going back a couple weeks.
Michigan State shut down Purdue's run, and Ohio State has no run. So
Right.
they're going to have to shut down the pass.
I'm going to take Michigan State plus the points.
I still got to go Ohio State still, but I think it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I'm going to take Ohio State minus the 3.5 against Michigan State. I think this is the time when Urban decides that he's going to try to start beating up on some people, get ready for Michigan and start weaseling his way into the college football playoffs.
Quick question out here in the Vans
Sure.
Pizza Pub and Grill Facebook comment thread. Mr. Anderson, Jason wants to know, are we planning on coming back next week when the Dogs are playing in the state title?
We'd love to.
Okay.
Yes, we are.
The thing is where are we going to, let's say Cedar Falls beats at Southeast Polk. Where are we going to go in this town? Where are we going to be welcome to do this show?
We do her in Waterloo, baby. I got all kinds of connections.
So,
we'll do it from Ray Ray's garage.
But we'll find out, yeah. But yes, I would
Should
love
we
to
do a
come
Bulldog
back.
check real quick?
Yeah.
Let me hear you, Bulldogs. This place is packed,
Oh,
man.
yeah, fill it in already. Yeah, this is very nice. All these people come up from Bettendorf this game to support the Dogs and to meet us out here from
I
tailgate.
thought they were here for us.
Well, yeah. There's a lot. Well,
We can only wish.
I think there's a lot of people that got the message that the event was here, but they never realized who we are because we're getting a lot of looks
They didn't
like.
do free shots at 117.
Yeah.
Well, I've been rubbing my nose. I feel like I got a penis on my face.
You can kind of tell we've been.
I could see
Just
penis.
Facebook.
Yeah. We've been doing this enough, and we also did it for our other podcast, Dapper Crap, that we can tell when people are kind of looking at you like, what is going on? What is that? And I've seen about 50% of the fans kind of like, what's going on over there? I think they just saw the invite and knew it was going to be good food and good beer that they made it here. And we're just the fun part of it, though. All right. So, once again, Tira, you're on Michigan State. Serge, you took Ohio State. I took Ohio State, right?
Yep.
Okay. Wisconsin goes to Penn State. Penn State minus 8.5. We don't know about Hornibrook.
Yeah, Wisconsin's just not the team that beat Iowa earlier in the year. I hate to say I have to take Penn State minus the points. I just think – I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Because seriously, I hope I'm wrong because Wisconsin's a good program. They don't have the kind of black eyes, if you will, that some of these other schools do.
Hornibrook plays, they cover. He doesn't play, they don't cover.
Okay.
Yeah, right now he's beat up. I'll just take Penn State.
I don't think he's going to play.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't either.
What's Wisconsin playing for?
Well, I think we kind of talked about that with Ralso yesterday. What do you mean? What are they playing for? He said, they're Division I athletes. It doesn't work that way.
No, I'm just saying.
They're at home. You don't let people come into Happy Valley and they're not going to lose. I mean, they don't care about the spread. That's for certain.
No, I know they're not
Yeah.
going to lay down by any means, but is Penn State? I'm talking about more or less the spread here. Is Penn State going to pour it on?
James Franklin, yes.
Okay.
100%.
All right.
He's going to call like timeout in the first half when they're up just to be able to, put more points on type of thing. Yeah, they'll cover. Any type of points he can get, he's going to take. That's me. What'd you take?
I took.
You took Wisconsin?
Yeah, I took.
I mean,
I took Penn State.
Okay. So we're all, and Serge, you took Penn State?
Yep.
We're on that, okay. And then finally, Oklahoma State at Oklahoma. Oklahoma is minus 20.5. The under for this, I believe, is 71.5. The over-under.
I'll take Oklahoma.
I'm sorry, it's 76.5, the over-under in this game.
I'll take Oklahoma minus the 20.5.
Oklahoma's got to keep winning. They don't want to lose a rivalry game to Oklahoma State. You know I love Gundy. You know I do. 20.5 is a lot. I think the last time, though, I took Oklahoma State, they didn't cover. I don't know. Serge, what do you think?
I don't think Oklahoma State's very good. It's 21 again. Like
I could give a rat's ass about Twitter.
so, that sounded spot on actually.
Yeah.
I'll actually take Oklahoma here minus the points. I think it's gonna be a blowout, and it's gonna be a blowout early.
Are we doing fine on the screen, Serge?
We're
with
doing
you?
great.
What?
We're doing great.
All right. Jays is locked up. That's why I
Yeah,
asked.
mine's good.
Yeah, my computer just does that, buddy.
Okay.
Yeah. Boy, this is a tough one. All right, I'll give up the points. That's a lot, but I at 20.5, I can handle 3 touchdowns. So, all right, I'll do it as well. Works for me. Talk about Front Street Brewery for me real quick while we get ready for our Pick 6
Okay,
NFL.
Front Street Brewery, they've been open since 1992, right along the banks of the mighty Mississippi River in downtown Davenport. They have great beers on tap, such as the Davenport Gold, the Wise Guy Hefeweizen, and the Raging River IPA. You can go to their website, which is www.frontstreetbrew.com, to check out all their daily specials, food and drink specials. And we're calling all bars and restaurants. Make sure you get a hold of your local distributor and say, hey, man, we want to get some Front Street Brew on tap, or we want to get it in our coolers, and get out there and get to them. Like I said, they're located at 208 East River Drive for the restaurant, and just down the road is the tap room in the Freight House Complex. So make sure you get down to Front Street Brew and check out what they have.
All right. Here we are at Mulligan's in Cedar Falls. We got Bettendorf Bulldog fans in here. They're starting to pack it in, enjoying some food. Look at that. I can see out there that everyone looks happy. Stomachs are getting filled up. Well, now we got to move on to our NFL Pick 6. So, like we said, we always try to get a Bear game in, try to get a Packer game in. We do the Monday Night Football game. We do the Sunday Night Football game. Vikings are off this week, but I threw in a couple others. Got to throw in a couple divisional games. First one off the docket, the Dolphins at the Packers. Packers are -10. What do you think?
Dolphins at the Packers -10.
Packers -10.
I'll take Green Bay. Eat the points. I think Green Bay can handle that.
Serge?
Green Bay -10.
Green Bay
Here,
-10.
I'm going to be right back.
Okay.
All right, buddy.
All right.
Well, hey, we'll be here. Green Bay -10.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. I mean,
Miami's. Have they struggled recently?
Brock Lobster.
Right.
How has Brock been going up to Lambeau? Do we have any stats that way?
I mean, they got smoked by the Texans, lost by a touchdown, or beat the Jets by a touchdown. I just think Green Bay is that much better
Yeah.
most of the time on offense.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
Green Bay, like I said, their last outing was against the Rams, right?
No,
No?
Patriots.
Oh, they didn't look that bad against Patriots. Patriots are pretty good, though.
I'm giving up the 10. I mean,
Yeah,
what's the
I'm
worst
taking
case
Green Bay.
scenario? It's going to be a push. So
Yeah, I mean, the Dolphins don't have a chance in hell going up to the. It's going to be cold. I mean,
Yeah.
did you feel how cold it was out here today?
stop with the cold. We stop with the weather.
What? It is. It matters, Jay.
Okay. Well, yeah. All
It
right.
matters.
It's all right.
Come on, it doesn't.
I'm just saying it's not the difference between losing by 9 and losing by 14.
I think it might be.
Serge, what'd you go?
Which one was this?
The Packers.
I took Green Bay.
Okay.
Erickson says they're undefeated at home. Matt Shara is going to be there.
Oh, good for Shaka. By the way, Matt Shara played for the Bettendorf Bulldogs, was the field goal kicker for the 91 and 92 state championship Bettendorf Bulldog team. So say hi, Matt Shara, who's listening out there.
Hi, Matt Shara.
Elite All-State, Des Moines Register Elite All-State kicker.
Like Moss, lead all state.
He was, yes. All right. The Detroit Lions go to Soldier Field to take on the Bears. This opened up at 6.5. It's currently Bears -7.
The Bears.
The Detroit Lions are 9-5-2 against the spread in games played against Chicago since the start of the 2010 season.
The Bears are going to whip them, guys. Listen, they're coming back. They're bringing Khalil Mack back.
You don't think that is an overvalued pick because of the Bills win? You think that's legit, the 7?
It's legit. They're playing well. Well, here comes Johnny Fever with the beer for Kira.
The Bills didn't make the Bears look good. The Bears made the Bills look bad. Does that make sense, Jay? Their defense played so good in that game
Without Khalil.
without Khalil Mack.
Now, granted, the Bills don't have that much to offer, but that being said, they're NFL players. They're not like they're scrubs. The Bears are good. They're legit. I think they cover that pretty easy.
I agree.
Be highly surprised if they don't.
I'm gonna give up the points there as well. All right, Divisional battle, AFC South, Jaguars versus the Colts. Colts are at home. Colts get the good old-fashioned -3. What do you like?
Jack Doyle's going to be throwing out there to him, and whenever Jack's on the field, I just feel like, I'm taking the Colts.
Serge?
You got to think the Colts can cover this at home, but Jacksonville just confuses me this year. All year long. They're not
Remember, they beat the Patriots at the beginning of the year.
They should have been way better this year. They fell off the map. I don't even know where the map is anymore. I'll take the Colts. Colts minus the points, Jay.
I'm taking the Jaguars. I'm taking the 3.
All right.
Just updating this, and we'll go next one up. Next one up is going to be another divisional game. NFC West, Seahawks at the Rams.
Oh, man.
This opened up at -10. It's currently -9.5.
Rams, 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 Rams.
I'm with Serge. They just have too much
They
offensively.
beat them by 2. LA is
was
not
in
worth that many
Seattle.
more points, though. LA is not that worth that many points.
Well,
You just gave them. You gave them basically Lambeau type of movement on the line. That's Lambeau. That's Lambeau home field advantage.
Yeah, but that's the kind of advantage that Seattle had up there, losing by 2.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm taking the Rams.
Oh, all right.
I just think it's a lot.
This new beard of his. Ever since Sarah
No.
Klinger liked Kelly's beard more than him, he's getting awful sassy over here.
I mean, it's a lot, but I can't go against. It's just fun. It's fun.
Catch any crumbs in that beard yet?
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
You don't know?
No, I don't catch
You
any
haven't checked?
crumbs. No.
Kelly's beard has a little less gray in it.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I ain't throwing rocks. I live in a glass house.
All right. Sunday Night Football. Your Cowboys go to Philadelphia.
Ah, Christ.
Ah, Christ. -7, Philadelphia.
Fine, I'll take Dallas. Whatever. I'm not rooting against my team.
You know what, Troy? I'm going to go with Dallas, too.
Thanks, Serge.
Dallas +7, Jay.
Watch, they'll just do something stupid and they'll play well in this game. Like they just, you know what I mean? It
Hopefully.
Just, yeah.
Philly needs to win this game.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Garrett's coaching for his job and he knows it.
He's on the road.
Gosh, after watching
No,
that,
I'm taking
watching,
Philly -7.
watching that Dallas-Tennessee game was, I felt bad for you. I felt bad for Dallas.
What started out so promising and everything just
All
went to.
Final game.
I could give a rat's ass about Twitter.
Final game. Giants at the 49ers. 49ers -3.5.
Oh, there's the kids, Jay.
Yep, the family's here. They're on the camera. They don't even know it.
You're on
Just
camera.
walked in. Giants -3.5.
I'll take the
I mean,
49ers.
49ers -3.5.
What a-
49ers -3.5.
Yeah, I'll take
What
the
a
49ers.
suck fest for a Monday night game.
Yep.
Was Oakland busy?
Is Oakland busy?
Buffalo and Oakland have something better to do?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Uh,
I don't care. Pick a team.
I'm going to take the Giants.
Sure. I'll
Even
take the
though I
Giants.
love Mullins Night Football.
I'll
I'm a
take the
big
Giants.
fan.
I'll take the Giants too.
I'm gonna,
How can you be Mullins Night Football and take the Giants,
I like
Foster?
Saquon Barkley. I like him to do
Yeah,
some
you
things
know
on
what?
prime time.
Erickson says 49ers in a blowout. What's that? 2-0?
Mullins Night Football, baby. Mullins Night Football. I love it. Yeah. Andy from the Natty said the same thing. Mullins time. All right. What I need you to do, talk to me about drone travel, then we're going to get Jason up from QC Sportsnet. He's going to be calling
All
the
right.
game on
Whether
the radio.
you're seeking a romantic retreat for two, geez, this one's hard to remember.
If you're traveling
Yeah,
anywhere
anywhere. You need a
and you need a travel agent,
friends and family, group vacation, destination wedding. All you have to do is make sure you get hold of Throne Travel. It's Great place. They're very professional. Chanel's been doing it for years.
Helping you make your dreams come true.
Yeah, you can make your travel dreams come true. Contact Janelle at 560-386.
0889.
It might be 0889. Yeah. We don't have the notes in front of me. But anyway, make sure you get a hold of Throne Travel on Facebook. And once again, that's our friend Janelle, 560-386-0889. That's Throne Travel, your spot for the perfect destination and make all your travel dreams come true. Sorry, Janelle. Badger that one.
We are joined by Jason Kempf. Am I saying it right? Last name? Hey, it's microphone. Here we go. Test it, Jason.
It is Kemp.
Kempf. All right. How you doing, my friend?
Good. How are
Thanks
you?
for. We have never met before, just through Twitter.
Correct.
Whatnot. But Jason's going to be calling the game, the Bettner versus Dowling game here, and you're going to be doing it on 12:30 as well as the QC Sportsnet, right?
Correct. Bunch of ways to find us tonight.
That's awesome. So usually, I mean, you've been calling the QC Sportsnet, and you call games for.
The Quad Cities River Bandits.
That's right. So it's awesome. So we got a professional calling the game tonight for the Bettendorf Dowling game. And usually, have you always been calling the Bettendorf games, or some of them, or where are you mainly at for QC Sportsnet?
Yeah, I've done only Bettendorf football so far, but I missed the first two games
Okay.
because the River Bandits postseason was still going. And
yeah.
as soon as that got finished up, I joined the Bulldogs beat basically. And my first game was actually here at the Unidome against Cedar Falls, which was their only loss of the season. So I thought for a little bit I was bad luck, but it's turned around since then.
We were listening to that game. That's when we went over to WHPF.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So I got to join Roland the first two games up in
Sure.
Tubel in the studio. So that's why we didn't. That's why we didn't get a cross paths. So, how are your feelings for the game tonight?
I think it's tough to say. I think based on the nature of these two programs, two of the best in Class 4A in Iowa, it's anybody's guess. You can expect good football, physical football, and I think it's going to be one of those games where a couple of plays either way probably decide this thing, but I don't think anybody has a real decisive edge going in.
Yeah, I was looking at some things. Well, the one thing we got to keep our focus on, and what you're going to be calling a lot, is for Dowling is going to be Jason Murray.
Correct.
So that's the one variable that Dowling does have this year. Just pulling it up, he averages 8.9 yards a carry. He's got 28 touchdowns this year. He's closing in on 2,000 yards. So that's going to be the guy that Bettner's going to have to focus on, and the name you're going to get sick of saying.
Yeah, I don't know that they're incredibly balanced. They want to run the football. You mentioned it's Jason Murray, second in Class 4A in rush yards, first in touchdowns with those 28 touchdowns. The big key for them is a huge offensive line. I think this will be the biggest, most physical offensive line Bettendorf has seen this year. They average something like 6'3", 280, which for high school football, that's a D1 college football offensive line. So it'll be interesting. The Bettendorf defense very quick, and they're not quite as big. They're not going to match up size-wise, but if you can shoot some gaps and get Dowling Catholic into third and long and let the pass rushers, Rocky Shanefelder and Trey Rowland, tee off, that's where you have a lot of success.
Yeah, they have very similar stats when it comes to offense, only separated by a few hundred yards in total yards, but everything else, yards per play, they got Dowling has 10 more touchdowns than Bettendorf, but everything else, pass attempts, rushing attempts, are very similar. Dowling's got 2 losses, one to Valley, one to Ankeny Centennial. But I know the loss to Valley, they avenged it. In their first loss, though, they had 4 turnovers. I think it sounds cliche, but I really think that's going to be the key to the game, for forcing turnovers and not creating them.
Yeah, and
not making them.
And that's what happened in the game I mentioned, the first game I did at the Unidome against Cedar Falls. Really a game that was decided in the end by a touchdown, and on one of the first possessions, Carter Bell tries a swing pass. It's a pick 6, and you look at the difference in that game right there, and that's what loses. And turnovers in these big games, again, 2 evenly matched teams, it looks like, are always going to hurt. You want to win that battle, and this defense for the Bulldogs has been able to get a ton of turnovers so far.
So, what's up, Tyler? So, did they give you a company car? Did you have to come up by yourself?
No, I made the trip by myself. I did come this morning to catch the 10 o'clock game.
Okay.
I came over here, grabbed something to eat, and then I'll head back. But to make the trip a little bit more worthwhile, I'm going to take in as many games, 3 of the 4 today, and maybe 3.5, depending on when I get back to the Dome.
Yeah.
But I enjoy football, so it's a small price to pay.
Jason, where do you come from?
I'm from around Fond du Lac, Wisconsin.
Okay.
And then I've done some baseball in St. Paul with the St. Paul Saints.
Yeah.
the Wichita Wingnuts, another independent team, and then the Dayton Dragons, which is also in the Midwest League before I came here. So this is my first year in Iowa, moved here in February, and it's been a lot of fun so far to see all the different sports teams and the different sports.
That's great. So this is your first year with the River Bandits, and so now you've kind of had the end of an Iowa winter. You're used to that now, and you've had a great season with the River Bandits. I mean, they fell short of the goal,
Sure.
but you got to be in one of the greatest parks for minor leagues.
The view is incredible every night. You can't ask for too much more than the view looking out over the river toward Illinois.
So have you always been like a fan of high school football, or is it just because you called it? Or, I mean, how did you get in touch with QC Sportsnet? How did this come about?
Yeah, actually, I hadn't called football since almost back in college. It's been baseball for me first and foremost, and I was a little bit nervous about getting back into football. But Ken Jacoby, who you had on a number of times this year and a few weeks back, reached out to me once the River Bandit season started and said, hey, would you be interested in doing some games? And I'm like, absolutely. And then he said, you're going to be with Bettendorf. And never having been in Iowa before, I'm like, I got to do some research. And you Google Bettendorf football, and right away you go, okay, probably going to do some big games and maybe this game that I'm ready to do later on today. And it's been a great experience so far. And I was hoping for kind of a softball game my first week after the River Bandits ended, but it just so happened they lost right before state ranked number 2 played state ranked number 3 here in Cedar Falls. So I got my feet wet in a hurry with a big game.
Yeah. So when you get done, I mean, obviously you're going to be up in the press box calling the radio. Do you make your way down to like the locker room afterwards, or do you just kind of wrap it up yourself and then just prepare to go home? Do you go and try to get interviews from coaches, or how?
Not typically okay. Afterwards. With like a state tournament setup, oftentimes I'll have an interview room set up. But where I'm not doing too much during the week with it, it's not really something that pays off. But I will stick around, especially if Bettendorf wins. I'll stick around for the entire Cedar Falls Southeast Polk game just to get a feel, because you don't see these teams very often. I did see Cedar Falls in that game against Bettendorf earlier, but as much info as you can get about a team and watch how they run plays, think about how you would call it, is going to help. So if they win, I'll definitely stick around for game number 2.
Okay, so that's your first game you saw, the Cedar Falls Bettendorf. Let's just say it plays out that way, that Bettendorf Cedar Falls. What would Bettendorf have to do different? Let's just speculate in the situation, because you saw the two, you saw it with brand new eyes. What would Bettendorf have to do differently, or even differently against Dowling, to not make the same mistakes in the dome?
Sure, and it's now, I believe, 6 consecutive losses in the dome for Bettendorf, and they're trying to end that in a big win today to get back to the state title game for the first time since 2011. I think turnovers, which we talked about earlier, is going to be huge. You can't afford early turnovers or to fall behind by double digits, because this is a Dowling Catholic team, and I'm from Wisconsin, a Badger fan. They kind of want to do that, get ahead and just run the football and melt the clock a little bit. And it's tough for a team like Bettendorf if you fall behind too much and you can just let them run Jason Murray all night. It'll be tough to come back. But specifically Cedar Falls, Logan Wolf, who's going to play basketball and football here at UNI, was outstanding in the first game. And I don't think they necessarily matched up with him defensively, but last week Darian Porter at Iowa City West followed Iowa City West best receiver Jalen Godet all over the field and really held him in check for most of the game. And you might see more of that with Darian Porter following the stud wide receiver Logan Wolf all over the field, if that's a matchup that should happen next Friday.
Yeah, real quick, we're going to be back. Give him let's see how the crowd's doing.
All right. Hey, Bettendorf! Go down! Yeah, they're still here.
They're still here. That's awesome. I think it's great that in your first year you get to come up to the dome and see the state championship, state semifinals, but get a feel of it, and hopefully they win that so that you get to come back up.
Yeah.
So in doing this, I mean, you gotta like what you see. Obviously, like you said, you're lucky to follow Bettendorf, but to watch the high school football around here, and it's got to be exciting to, you're kind of, now you're slowly becoming a fan, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Once you're with the team, over 3 or 4 weeks, you start to get a feel for the fan base, how into it they are, and especially a team with the level of success that Bettendorf has. And to get to this point has been a really fun ride. And you have that big game against Cedar Falls, which was my first experience. And then after that, they roll through district play. But the last 2 games, the playoff games against Pleasant Valley and then Iowa City West, have been fantastic football games. And I've always been a guy at my different stops, even though I wasn't calling football on Fridays, I try and find the best game in the area and go check it out. So now for an opportunity to know I'm going to be at a game every Friday, it's going to be Bettendorf, and to kind of prepare has been outstanding and really exciting for me.
How long do you have to prepare for a game like this? Like, do research?
I mean, the old adage is you prepare 2 hours for every hour that you're on air. So you figure you're on air for about 3 hours. So if you can do 5 or 6 hours of prep work, that will definitely help. The big thing is trying to get a depth chart from the other team and talking to their coach a little bit to figure out who's going to be carrying the ball. Now, Iowa has the Iowa Quick Stats page,
Yes.
which is outstanding for finding any sort of information, which really helps my preparation. But I'll put together a spotting chart with big numbers and some information on each guy. But it really all starts when you get in touch with the opposing coach, and if they're nice enough, which Dowling Catholic's head coach got back to me right away, able to put the depth chart in and kind of study that all week rather than putting it together last minute. But I try to prep, 3 or 4, maybe 5 hours each week. On a longer drive like this, you have some time to think about it as you're driving, and it's been outstanding. Now, it's completely different than the River Bandits, where you've got 140 games in 150 days, and you don't have a ton of time to prepare because you have press releases to write, and the game's coming again. But it's a completely different game. Baseball is a little bit easier to pass the time than football is. You kind of have to know what you're talking about going in.
So, like, when you get like information from Coach Wiley or the Dowling coach, do you ever like just put things in like any other things I should know about? Because then all of a sudden you're like, say Tillman and I'm making up something. Be like, Tillman broke his wrist when he was 3 years old. Do you ever find little things like that, or
not too much? It's tough with the high school football coaches. Most of the time, they're an athletic director or a teacher as well.
Yeah, true.
And if not, when they're in school, they're at practice, and they're busy guys. So a lot of their emails are very brief. They give me the information I need, and I'm very happy about that. I'll try and find out some things just doing research. And, a guy commits to play college somewhere like Carter Bell, going to South Dakota, and you can hear that in the news. And I follow like QC Varsity and the QC Times writers, Matt Koss, Steve Batterson, who I run into a ton over at Modern Woodman Park. They have great information every week, and that kind of helps. But some coaches will, and you can judge by the depth chart. If a guy has a ton of rushing yards and he's not listed on the depth chart, okay, he's hurt, he's probably not going to play, and then you can kind of formulate the storyline from there.
Yeah. We got to, speaking of Batterson and running into him, we got to get a tour of Modern Woodman and the press area by Chesser. And we're going to miss him.
Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
He's been a good fan of the show for us.
Sure.
And he's been nothing but nice to us. He had my daughter's softball team out in the field to walk out with the team and shake hands and everything. So we're gonna miss him. But no, it's cool up there. But it's very. Did you ever see the show Brockmire?
I haven't yet. I've heard I need to. I've heard I have to.
Your area that you call it is just like the same one that they have on there.
That's funny.
So, like, as soon as I was up there, I was like, "This is Brockmire," and we did one show. We did 2 shows.
Yeah, we did 2 shows from the Town Square Media
Suite.
Suite. Yeah.
Yep.
And we did about.
You might have been setting up one day when we were walking through there too. Who the hell knows?
Probably. I was usually somewhere there. My office is in the press box, so I just sit up there all day.
Yeah. What goes on from here? Like for you professionally, are you here? They don't move you? The owners of the River Bands, they don't move you, do they, Heller?
Correct. It's you're kind of on your own as a free agent, basically. I mean, some teams you'll sign a contract for a certain length. I'm seasonal with the River Bandits, so I'm there theoretically March to whenever the playoff run ends, and then I'm kind of on my own to freelance and do whatever during the off season, and then head back in March again. And it's not, you're hired by the team, whereas the players are controlled by the Astros, and they're sent up based on the Astros. I'm employed by the River Bandits, and so whatever they decide to do with me, that's what I'll do. And you're basically a free agent every winter, and this is sort of the time around the winter meetings when everybody is moving in and out of front offices. And minor league baseball, you can have a front office one year, and the next year there's 3 or 4 people coming back. It's wild.
So you're a Wisconsin fan?
Correct.
Packer fan?
Correct.
Brewers?
Yep. I'll be pretty easy. The generic, stereotypical Bucks? Wisconsin guy, yes.
Okay.
You like to kill deer and eat it?
I don't. I've never hunted.
All right.
So maybe not the stereotypical.
Snowmobile?
I like to snowmobile.
Okay. And then what's the hockey? Is there hockey?
They don't. Wisconsin hockey is really.
Okay.
They have the Milwaukee Admirals, which is an AHL team, but you're either a Blackhawks or a Wild fan. I'm not a huge NHL hockey guy just because there's not a team in
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
So you're, but
I was a Wild fan for 3 weeks. 3 weeks when I was in Minneapolis doing some training for Granite City.
Yeah.
That's where I got the idea for the 11-17 shot.
Oh.
I was at Boston's, and the Wild game was on, and the crowd went absolutely crazy when they scored a goal. Being a Blackhawks fan, I was like, wow, you guys really take your hockey seriously. Like, the entire bar erupted. It was mid-season. They were down 5-1. They weren't even in the top half of their conference. The crowd went crazy. They scored again. The crowd went crazy again. I looked at the guy next to me. I said, dude, man, you guys take your hockey seriously. He goes, what? You a big Wild fan? He goes, no. You guys just cheered your head off. He goes, oh, they do a free shot every time the Wild score.
They're big Wild fans.
That's a great idea.
So, is it kind of tough being down here in the Hawkeye land or whatever?
It is. I did get to go to the game at Kinnick this year. I'm trying to get to a game at all the Big Ten venues. I've been to Minnesota. Well, that's it so far, Minnesota and Kinnick. And Kinnick was incredible. Obviously, the game went favorably that day, and it hasn't gone very well since for the Badgers this year, considering they were ranked top 10. But Kinnick was outstanding, very comparable to Camp Randall and the atmosphere there. I had a ton of fun.
It's very nice of you to say that. I really do like Kinnick, but I've had a blast at Camp Randall.
It's hard not to. You kind of have to try to not have fun in Madison.
Yeah, it is a great place for a game. I know you want to go back, and you've got to get set up and everything, and you're going to catch some of the game. Well, let's do it. What's your prediction for the game?
It's a good one. It's going to be close, and I would say maybe a Keegan Schmidt field goal late. They have a decided advantage in the kicking game. We'll seal it. Say 30-27 Bettendorf.
There you go.
I
love it.
Jason, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, you come on sometime to our show on the radio.
Absolutely.
All right, I'll be in touch with you.
Absolutely. Sounds good. Have a good one,
Definitely
guys.
come on. Hey, enjoy your time. Have a safe trip home.
Thanks. You too.
Yep. Thank you, Jason. That's Jason. Make sure to listen to him. If you can't watch the game, if you're not here, listen to him at 12:30 or QC Sportsnet.
Thanks, Jason.
QC.sportsnet. And follow him. It's JKEP Radio on Twitter.
Thank you.
So listen to him there. So that's Jason, voice of the Quad City River Bandits, and it's very nice of him to come up.
All right, awesome.
Yeah, it was nice of him to take time out. Like you said, he already watched the game. Here's the thing. He paid his fee to get in the game today, left because they don't let radio just leave. So he's got to use his radio pass now after this. He paid admission and left to just come here.
That's silly.
It is. That's filling in here at Mulligan's.
Oh, yeah, it's starting to get, I mean, there is.
TJ.
So,
Come soon. Go use the restroom. Soon. A couple minutes, yeah.
Right now?
Not now.
Go to the bathroom. We'll bring you back on.
Get rid of that anxiety.
Oh, yeah. If everybody that was watching while Jay was interviewing him, I kind of went through the crowd with the camera.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just
I know. Anyway, that was all Bettendorf, man. Everybody you saw, a bunch of people wave, and I saw a lot of familiar faces. So,
Yeah, they just said we should do a random Bettendorf fan quiz, or random fan Bettendorf quiz.
What does that mean?
Pull a
Just
random
with it.
fan and quiz them on some stuff.
all right, I'll go grab somebody.
Okay, yeah,
You want Jay to come up with some questions?
sure.
Jay already has questions. He's stocky when it comes to this shit.
Some Bettendorf football history, Jay?
Yeah, I can come up with something. Sure, I got stuff. I got some stuff. Anyway, while he's doing that, we talked earlier about our NCAA picks in our NFL. Make sure to go to mybookie.com. Do your mybookie.com. Oh, looks like we got some Bender fans got a volunteer now.
How's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Jay Foster.
I gotta put this
Yep, put those on, buddy.
Yeah,
Jay, do you know Kyle?
yeah, Kyle, we've met before.
Oh, yeah. Kyle's a Bettendorf alum wrestler. You should know these things.
football guy too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I known him for a long time. He used to sell wine to this guy.
Okay.
So,
So, what are we gonna do?
we're going to ask him a Bettendorf trivia question.
Come on.
Okay. Bettendorf has won 7 Class 4A state championships.
Gotcha.
When was the first year that they won it?
81.
Very good.
You want the quarterback's name?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Mark Walker.
Oh, look
Okay.
at that, Jay.
Is it your
All right.
birthday?
Yeah. All right.
Yesterday was my
I
birthday.
love
Happy
this.
birthday, man.
Thank you.
Who did they beat to win in 81?
Oh boy, Mason City.
All right.
Was it Mason City?
I'm going to look it up for you in 1 second. But I think you're right.
You know who used to coach at Mason City, don't you?
No.
Barry Alvarez. But not then.
Not then.
Not then.
Did you know his grandson played tight end for the Wisconsin Badgers against Iowa this
I
year?
didn't know
No,
that.
they mentioned it.
They announced it
quite
like
enough.
55 times.
Okay. Then they won it twice back to back. Class 4A. What years?
They've won it a couple times back to back. They won 87, 88, and they
Yeah, I
won
said twice
90.
back to back.
Oh, 90, 92. Is it 91, 92, or 92, 93? Let me think here. TJ should help me with this. 92, 93.
It was 91, 92.
Ah!
91, 92.
Yeah, all right.
You got 87,
you got
88,
the
right?
87,
I was in
88.
college then. I was off having too much fun.
Okay, you got the
there's nothing wrong
87,
with that.
88 right. Okay.
What's that?
You got the 87, 88 right.
Yep.
Who did they beat in 87 to win?
They beat Catholic, Dowling Catholic, 7-6.
Very good.
They knocked away at the final seconds. They deflected a pass. Scott Franks deflected a pass in the end
Very
zone,
true.
who I played baseball with 13 and 14, 15, 16-year-old league.
It's very true. I remember that game.
How many questions have you asked?
3 or 4.
Has he gotten all of them right?
Except
I
for the
missed
91,
one.
92.
Yeah, he was
All right,
just
so
off a
only
little
missed
bit.
one.
I'll keep going. Who did they beat in 1988 to win the Class 4A state championship?
88, that was, let me think here. I know our guys, but City High was their second best team in the state. They took care of those guys. Let me think here.
I'm not pulling this up either. I know this off the top of my head.
Not Valley.
Which one do you know off the top of your head?
I haven't touched the page. I know
Oh,
all this stuff,
all
too.
right.
Was it
You got
Newton?
that. It was Newton.
I had a little help on that.
What's the
It's
most?
all right.
The game is great, by the way. And Chad Guthrie was the running back for Newton. What's the most talked about play in that game in the 1988?
Oh boy, you know what? I'm
TJ Deere wants in
Goes
on
down
this
in
one.
history.
Rebro knocking the helmet off.
Chad Guthrie worked Bettendorf the entire first half until Rebro hit him on the west sidelines and knocked his helmet back about 12 yards. Changed the game. Bettendorf won the state title.
I was at that game and I don't remember much of it.
Kyle,
Wait a minute, you were in college?
the Vans Pizza Pub and Grill Facebook comment thread. Tim Hernandez wants to know where your sidekick Jim Leonard is.
He's right back over here.
About 10 feet away from you.
All right, Bulldog, let's hear it for the mayor.
There's the mayor.
Happy birthday, Kyle!
It's your birthday?
It was yesterday.
Oh, we gotta
50
buy you
years
dinner.
old.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I see you running all the time. You're the most unfit 50-year-old guy I ever met.
What's the prediction? What's your prediction for the game tonight?
28-24 Bulldogs.
There
Love
you
it.
go.
Love it. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
That was a
Kyle.
great-
I
great
listen to you
comment.
guys over my lunchtime.
Oh,
So
appreciate
you guys
it.
do a great job.
Thanks,
you very
buddy.
much, Kyle.
Well, now you know it's me.
I didn't know you were involved in it.
Yeah, I'm
get done
the dumb one making jokes.
We got to get done. When we get done here, we'll get you a shot.
I love that.
Yeah, thank
I
you.
love it.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, come on
Thanks,
in,
man.
TJ. All right. Now we're gonna have TJ Deere on, Bulldog fan, and
Yes.
in my outline, proud dad.
Bulldog fan. Bulldog. I mean, he's part of Bulldog history too.
Yes.
Let's slow it down,
He's
Jay.
got a state championship ring from the '91 team.
Can't gloss
I do.
that over.
I
Do
do.
you? Are there any other dads that have state titles that also have kids on?
I don't think so. I do know that my dad was on the 1960 mythical state championship team from Bettendorf.
The UPI.
As a
I see that.
sophomore.
I see that.
So that's two generation of Deers that have state championships. So now I have a senior on the team, and
come on.
and it
He's
would
got to
be-
do it, man.
It would
It's
be
going to
pretty cool
happen.
if we could have a third
That would be cool.
generation Deer to have a state title. Yeah. Hey, let me say this first, real quick.
yeah.
I think this is very cool that you guys came up here today. Thank you very much. This is pretty cool. A local place like you guys doing this and coming to a remote like this and coming here and supporting the Bulldogs. It's just a local team regardless of who it
Yeah.
is, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, we have a connection, Jay, but very cool you guys came up here today and did this for all of us. And this is a great time, and,
You guys are-
and it's a lot of fun.
I think
This
you.
was a no-brainer for us. I mean, we get to come up somewhere and drink beer and interview fans.
Right.
This is
Yeah.
this is fun, man.
Yeah, no,
I
this
mean,
is
we'd
great.
Do the same thing with North Scott. We would have done the same thing. Assumption Central. It doesn't matter. But I got a hold of you. I got a hold of you. I texted you, and you were like, "Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's get together." And I'm not going to lie. This is a great turnout. This is
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah, and this is what's it's
that's
bitter.
all Bettendorf.
Oh
along
yeah,
those
it's all
booths.
Bettendorf here. Yeah, it's a big tight knit group. We've done this. Probably a lot of these families have been together since probably 5th, 6th grade in small football. Raising nights, junior high. It's a nice thing that we all get together. Friday Night Lights is such a special thing. It's kind of bittersweet because I'd like to say we're not done yet, but it's great that we're here where we're at. But at the same time, I know there's going to be an ending moment here at some point in my kid's career, which is it's tough from a dad standpoint. I just want the same things that I got to be able to achieve. And if we can go all the way, that would be incredible. So
This
but
is a
great time.
special team. I mean, they have all the pieces in place. You think?
I think so. I mean, you never know. I mean, you got to perform on the field. You got to make it happen. But yeah, I think that there's a good chance. I mean, we have all the pieces, like you said, in place to go all the way. And if these guys play up to their capabilities, there's no reason why they can't come home with the state
that victory against Iowa City West.
Very good team.
I mean, obviously, very good team. A tough game earlier in the season where it was very rainy, whatever else. But they came out and they made a statement victory there in Iowa City. Because you're on hostile ground, you never know what's going to happen.
And once again, very talented team. We went down to 11-0 in that game, and we scored 29 unanswered points. I mean, just a really good effort by the Bulldogs. And obviously, I think it's very appropriate that we're the ones hopefully can knock off Dowling. Obviously, 5 state titles in a row now.
It's got to come to an end sometime, baby.
Exactly, and the fact that they've got 8 now, we've only got 7. Why wouldn't it be us to knock them off in the semifinals? I think that would be pretty, apropos for us to do that. And if we can, awesome. And then have a chance against Cedar Falls again, get a little revenge there. It would be just fantastic, man. It's exciting.
It is. You want me to tell you something?
As a West Waterloo grad, I would love to see you kick Cedar Falls' butt.
I bet you would.
I hate Cedar Falls.
Let me tell you another little secret. The general manager told me that 2 days ago, Dowling called here and said, "Hey, can we come up?" We got about 150 people, and he said no.
Nice.
He said usually you guys get a hold of me earlier, but we got some connections down in Bettendorf. We've got Bettendorf people coming, and she was floored because they come up here every year. Usually they're the 7 o'clock game on Friday nights.
Right, I heard that. Yeah.
And they're superstitious, and they don't know what they're going to do.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm surprised we
that's a
haven't
win
seen-
for us
I know,
already,
I'm surprised
right?
we haven't seen people.
I know a bar they can go to in Waterloo. My dad hangs out at. It's called the Embassy. They'll love it there.
The embassy.
Hopefully it's a long way away.
Bunch of old drunks hanging out. They can hang out there. Des Moines.
Let's-
Des Moines.
Where's let's talk about Griffin.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere Griffin's going to go?
That's a good question, Jay, and I think here's the thing is it's a two-way street, right? Colleges have to want you, and you have to want to go play college football because it's a tough gig, right? It's a lot of commitment, a lot of effort. He's got an academic side that he could take advantage of too, which is a good thing for him. So, if maybe somebody came in and said we're going to give you a free education and said, hey, we want you to be a part of this team, I don't know if he would choose that or not, but I do think that, if somebody came around here, he might give it serious consideration. Mm-hmm. Does he have to play football in college? No. So he has academic avenues, too, that he can choose, meaning that he can get some scholarships there because he's a very bright kid. And that makes me proud, too, because let's face it, playing professionally or whatever is slim to none, right?
Yeah.
And Slim left town, right? So, education is where it's at. So, if he does play football as from a father's standpoint, would I love him to play football? Absolutely. But, it's a lot of dedication. This kid's been, these coaches are fantastic at Bettendorf, right? They're great coaches. He's since 7th grade, says I have a little bit of connection with the coaches. He's been lifting with the varsity since 7th grade, my son.
Wow.
Kevin Frecky took him under his wing. That kind of stuff. Robbie Fern has taken him under his wing. And they've done nothing but great things for my son. And I can't say enough about those guys at the coaching staff at Bettendorf. So, yeah, it's just like I said. Today, I'm super nervous. It's one of those things. Like I said, it's bittersweet. I don't ever want to see it end. This has been a great time. I come up with the parents and stuff. We all hang out afterward. We hang out before. We went golfing against PVU. All went golfing together on Friday. All the dads did. So it's just one of those things where we don't want it to end, but at the same time, it's going to come to an end at some point. So.
Well, hopefully it's going to be next week, and it ends with a victory.
Amen.
Yeah.
To the men. So, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I really hope next weekend. I think just all the things, and I like when you said, it's apropos. There's just little things that just are adding up to get there. Obviously, I know right away, like you and I talked on the phone, Dowling, you know.
Yeah.
But that's the way the RPI works, and you've got to beat everybody, right, to be a state champion.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to play the games, and as like Kevin Frecky said, if it bleeds, you can kill it. And they've had a couple losses this year, so I think we're a pretty damn good football team. So I think if we play our game, I think we should have a good chance. So, and Dowling's a great opponent, as you guys know, and history proves that. But if this is the year, it would be awesome. I think it's great, and better to go back to its rightful spot as state champs, in my opinion.
There you go, baby. I love it.
I agree. Awesome. Well, TJ, thank you so much.
You bet.
Thanks for thanks for answering the phone call.
Yeah, this is great. Like I said
yeah.
to you guys right when I started, thanks for coming up here. This is very cool to have a local place like you guys.
We're just happy to be here, man. This is fun.
But, it's a local flavor. I know, Jay, you've been a big proponent of that, trying to get something local around here, and I love supporting you guys and seeing you guys on the Facebook, and then listening to you guys on the radio now, and it's just awesome. It's a good time, and it brings the community together, and it's a special place to have something like that, and I'm glad that we're here.
And while you're here, I saw your business. Our friend Jason, who's just on JC Sportsnet, your business. Talk about your business is going to be a sponsor.
Yeah, Toyota Muscatine. I'm the general manager there at Toyota Muscatine, and we're sponsoring the Quad City Sportsnet and 12:30 a.m. radio show today, and hopefully I can sponsor it next week too. And very proud of that. Toyota Muscatine is a great place to come purchase a car. You can't go wrong buying a Toyota.
If you don't say so yourself.
Yeah, obviously. and people buy from people that they like, and I think we got a really good crew down there. But yeah, I appreciate the plug, and our information's free, Jay. And if anyone needs some information on a Toyota or any pre-owned car that we have, it's free, and we'd love to help you out.
Awesome. TJ, best of luck. I
bet,
hope we get to do this next week.
I hope
really
so
do.
too. It'd be awesome. I'd love to do it. It's good to see
I
you.
look forward to our halftime texts.
That would be great.
Yeah, to figure out because that's where we fix everything. You and I, with our halftime text.
We're good armchair quarterbacks. That's for sure. No doubt.
Take care. Best of
All
luck.
right, Thank you.
Yep. All right.
Should we track down the mayor?
Yeah, let's get the mayor before his food comes. Yeah, he's right there. I know he's going to order some food here. So, anyway, like I said, hey, if you can't listen to the game, you can't watch the game, you can't be here, make sure you go to Pints. We'll have the game on 665 on DirecTV there.
And I'm sure someone at Harrington's can figure it out too.
Mayor Bob Gallagher.
Bob, welcome back.
Gentlemen.
Hey,
and I use that term very loosely.
Have you seen any of this get-go that we got going on here?
This is pretty cool, huh?
Now, what do you think? We can do something for the wrestling season?
Yeah, absolutely. Even if we're just walking and talking while it's live, right? So that'd be cool.
Yeah, we could set something up, talk to some people, and get some meets going on.
Yeah, wrestling has started.
Yeah.
College guys are at it. You're here in Cedar Falls.
Yeah.
Got a couple of Bettendorf studs up here at 125 pounds, a ranked wrestler in Jay Schwarm, and then 133, Jack Wagner.
Yeah.
Team ranked in the top 10, 15, depending on the publication, so that's cool. And high school gets kicked off next week.
I can't wait. This is a fun time of the year.
Best time of the year.
I know. Well, thanks for coming on.
Happy to be here.
I think everyone's dying to know, when are we going to make November Rocky Month in the city of Bettendorf?
Yeah, do you just ignore half of his tweets?
No, I loved it. I retweeted it, but I gave him one of, I think, 5.
I know. It's
with 35,000 people in Bettendorf. I don't know how many people follow you.
Okay,
I thought maybe 100 would have been a good number, but geez.
The question was, hey, at Mayor Gallagher, how many retweets do I need to make it? And your answer would be like 25,000, but instead you just retweeted it.
I did. Yeah. I was waiting to see how it went before I chimed in, thinking 100 might be a good number.
Yeah.
We still have a city council meeting in a couple weeks. No, we didn't quite get to 10 yet.
The movie's November 21st, and 5 out of the 8 Rockies, including the 2 Creeds, have come out in the month of November. And I also feel like kind of 5-time Euro State champions. Bettendorf's kind of the Rocky in this game. So.
All right. Certainly an underdog today. 5, maybe 6 in a row for Dowling.
5 in a row.
Kind of been an Achilles heel for the Bulldogs, but if they can come out and play well today, we'd certainly love to see a victory.
Well, they already took care of one Achilles heel last weekend.
Yes, they did.
That's true.
I think they're looking good, man. They're poised for victory, I feel.
MVC has always been in the last 5 or 6 years where we stub our toe, whether it's Washington or West, so it's good.
It's very true with MVC, and then the other thing is now we get to play the CIML, who actually, to any CIML fan listening out there, they do kind of look down upon the Eastern schools. So
absolutely.
It'll be a bigger deal for us to knock them off. And hopefully, in this situation, you want Cedar Falls to win because you want to pay back the one blemish on your record.
Plus, there's a lot of correlation between Bettendorf and Cedar Falls, of course.
Riley and Coach Remmert, right?
Yep.
There's a nice picture up here, a nice framed jersey for Coach Mitchell.
Okay.
Who used to be
Here
up
at
here.
Mulligan's?
Yeah. Well, it's a great place here. Did you order food?
Yeah, we ordered some food and excited about having a taste of what they put together here.
You're sitting next to my dad. That's Dr. Johnny Fever.
We've been talking. We've been
no.
talking about his business interests in the Quad Cities.
Yeah, he does.
Apparently, he knows somebody at Pines and he knows somebody at Harrington's.
Yeah.
He's really interested in how the bar business does in the Quad Cities. That's
He
awesome.
is. There's something weird about that guy.
Well, he's helping out here. He's sitting at the end having a cocktail or a
Well,
beer with me.
he's been our server.
That's great.
Well, look at this crowd.
Oh, it's packed.
Yeah, this is great.
It was packed last year, too.
It's packed
I know,
back.
but I mean-
it's packed around the corner, Bettendorf, all along here. I mean,
Dogs travel well.
They did a good
It's
job.
amazing.
Bob, you got a home for sale?
I've got two.
Open house on Sunday?
Yeah, come
All
on
right.
by to the
How
open
do you
house
find
on
this
Sunday.
out?
Look at
Oh,
this.
but come on, man. I can tweet upside down. I
Serge,
can do
love
anything.
it. Yeah,
Troy.
1 to 3, 1745 Queens Drive. Come take a look.
All right.
My wife and I got married. We're looking to
Congratulations, by the way.
find a new home for us and our 5 kids together. So,
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Congratulations on the marriage.
Thank you. It's
That's
been
great.
wonderful.
Yeah, so open house 3 to 7.
1 to 3.
1 to 3.
Yeah, baby.
We're
Give me
selling
some
houses.
foot traffic.
Yeah. that'd
What
be
was
great.
that address again?
1745 Queens Drive. We'll have cold beer.
I'll tell you what.
Whatever's left from the
we
Iowa
can
game
do
tomorrow.
anything here on Don't Hassle Us or Local. If it's local, it's
Go to
us, period.
qcfisbo.com. Check it out. I love it. Thanks for the plug, Serge. We also have one at 619 6th Street, Jen's house, 619 6th. Different price ranges right across the school at Jefferson. And I'm right across
yeah.
from Paul Norton. So awesome areas and great
That's a
locations.
Great area down there, by the way. Not that where we live isn't a great area, but I just love
Yeah,
it.
neighbor.
I love it. Yeah. Not for long, huh?
Yeah, well, find something in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
We haven't really looked too hard yet.
No, like I said, when I know the owner and the general manager of this place.
That's why you're here. Okay,
Yeah, and
makes
that's how I
sense.
got a hold of it. And I was telling TJ, and I told these guys, Dowling has been here 4 or 5 years in a row.
Oh,
and
yeah.
and we got in ahead of them, and they had to tell them. They did tell them no.
Oh, they're going to
Dowling
have an extra chip on their
Yeah.
shoulder.
So, but when and Dave Morgan, who's gone, texted me yesterday. He's like, "Good crowd," and I was like, "I don't know." Like obviously Facebook, you can see who's going, who's interested, and
Sure.
whatnot. And people don't want to put their business out there where they're going to be, and I get that.
No,
but
yeah.
I am blown away by this.
We loved hanging together every time we come up for these games. We've kind of moved establishments this time, but there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. It's about being with these folks and enjoying talking to the dads and the moms who've got kids playing.
Yeah.
What a great feeling, and we're here to support, especially you've had a couple of them on the air already.
Yep.
Birthday boy
Yeah.
Kyle Shanefelder. He and I graduated from Bettendorf together.
Okay.
Both wrestled together, and he played a little football, so it's great to come support those guys and their kids.
Is that Rocky's dad?
That's Rocky's dad.
Oh, great.
The
Yeah.
last of the Shanefelders here now. They all played defense. They all played great. They all started in the Dome. Hopefully Rocky can get a state title to put on the mantle because
Absolutely.
we missed with Mac and with Tucker.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that's cool is that you have kids that graduated from Bettendorf, and they're only a few years older than some of these seniors.
Right.
So you've seen these kids grow up.
Yeah.
So, it's not you're not just the mayor of Bettendorf and probably the finest lawyer in Bettendorf too.
Wow,
But,
this is a good thing for me to come on. I love you guys.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going
I
to get
haven't been
quit.
drinking in your bars very often. This is awesome.
But I mean, you get to watch these kids grow, and like you said, not only did you go to school with Kyle, but you get to go to these events and
Absolutely.
be around them, and so it's fun because you get to share in it as well. I mean, your kids are grown up. You've got one at Iowa.
Yep.
And then the other one's Miami, Ohio.
Correct.
And she runs cross country.
Yeah, cross country and track.
So that's Allie.
Yeah.
So it must be neat to do that. I mean, you come up, you're a fan of Bettendorf, you're a mayor of Bettendorf, but you also represent Pleasant Valley. But I think it's neat that you get to go around and see your friends get to watch their kids.
Yeah, these are a lot of these guys I still hang around with, high school friends. My kids grew up with their kids, like you said, so a lot of the time Jack hung out at the Shanefelder house, and we know half these kids. Brian Morris, here's Morris and his boys playing football up here. So these guys are good friends. We've traveled all over the country for wrestling or for track and cross country, softball, whatever the kids were doing. So great people to be around.
Yeah. No, it's a lot of fun. We're not going to take much
really
more of your time.
packed.
'Cause I know, it's great. This is fantastic. I tear around on the camera. We got Kyle on.
Oh,
to
yeah.
answer
Right
questions.
before you got here, I had a camera going around.
Yeah, that's what I heard from your dad.
Well, yeah. He'll tell you everything you need to know.
What do you got here?
Just
On the cusp of wrestling season
Yeah,
here,
talk to
we
me.
got a little bit of a rule change here. We have the guys at the state meet are now going to be seated, so that's interesting.
Oh,
The
yeah,
seating
that's huge.
criteria is out. Bettendorf's going to host a district. Looks like a real good district for the Bulldogs. They'll have North Scott and Pleasant Valley, kind of those two nipping at their heels, but they ought to do pretty well. High school wrestling starts next week.
Now,
all these kids are getting themselves ready to go.
All tournaments going to be at the high school, or is there any chance anything's going out by the TBK-plex?
Yeah, there will be wrestling at TBK. We're setting up some youth tournaments. We're setting up some high school tournaments. Quite frankly, Bettendorf is not interested in moving the Freeman-Castro shootout or the high school tournaments. They want to continue to showcase the facilities at Bettendorf, but there will be some others that are out there, and there's a couple other high schools that are setting up tournaments as we speak. So we're real excited. We're going to bring some regional tournaments, and we're looking at one that's on a national scale for the new year in 2019.
Well, that's going to be great.
Yeah.
That's going to be outstanding.
We had you before on the podcast, and we talked about this, so this is a change. We just glossed over quick, but let's come back to this. The seeding for the tournament.
Yeah.
This is huge. Before, it used to be districts. There was a formula to it. Each district got a letter number, and then you matched up and runner-up.
1 versus 2. Yep. And 2
So,
versus 1. Exactly.
And let's just think about the changes, how changes come. Wrestling doesn't move that quick.
No,
They
it's
don't
kind of
wanna
like the
change.
law. It's a slow pendulum.
Back when you were in high school, it was if you lost first round, your guy had to win the next round for you
Had to
go
get
on.
to the semis.
Yes.
So it was like the repetage that you see in senior level United States competition.
Yeah.
Your guy had to get to the semis for you to get back into the tournament.
And then I believe it was the 92 tournament.
And
they
Dean
changed that
Sievers
rule.
from Waverly Shell Rock did not do that for me. So Dean Sievers, if you're up here in Waverly, back home raising your kids,
let's wrestle.
come to Mulligan's. I owe you a
Wrestle.
beer.
Let's-
Takedowns for $1, Dean.
I love it.
I owe you one.
And then I don't know how many times we've had this conversation, but why isn't the state get up to with technology and everything else? Why aren't they seeding it? Now they're seeding it. What's the criteria for the seeding for the state tournament?
Well, it's kind of interesting because it doesn't really get into rankings. It's going to start with head-to-head competition, so that's awesome, right? If during the year you knock that guy off, or you maybe beat 5 or 6 of the people who also got the state because you maybe wrestled at the Cedar Falls meet at the beginning of the year, which is a huge meet.
Young Invitational.
Yeah, or over at Urbandale. So then competition against common opponents. So especially in the Des Moines area and the Eastern Iowa area, you're going to see a lot of common opponents. So that's another kind of fair way to look at it. Then you get a little perk for being a returning state champion. Then a little perk for being a second or third, or another type of place winner as you go down the list. So those seem to be fair ways to kind of look at it. You don't want the returning 5th, 6th, 7th place winner to get ahead of somebody who might have beat them head-to-head or had beaten more common opponents just because last year, because we have super freshmen that come in and do all kinds of things. In fact, the first 2, 3, 4 weights last year, I don't know that we even had a senior wrestle at the state tournament. So certainly in the lower weights, you got a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores. So I think it's a good step in the right direction. We're going to see how it works this year. We'll talk to the officials. Got a lot of them that come through the area. Some of the best are from Bettendorf. We've got one that's doing all kinds of stuff on the national scene from Bettendorf. So we've got great people that we can bounce these things off of, and all kinds of folks that go to that state meet to officiate. We'll see what they think about midway through the year.
Who's going to be on the committee that decides the seeding?
I don't know that there is a committee.
Okay.
They're going to use track wrestling. Again, to your point about technology, everybody's going to put their information into track wrestling. Hopefully we'll see a lot more live wrestling on track, and then we'll even get into the video portion that track does to kind of compete with what flow wrestling is doing. But it's a great time to be a wrestling fan because you can log onto your computer and you can watch high school wrestling. You can log on and watch small college wrestling. It's a great time to be a fan, and they're going to use that information from track wrestling with their criteria. So they'll probably have another technology advancement, like a program that hunts, packs, finds that information, throws it in the spreadsheet, and you're going to have a ranking. I suppose there'll be a seating meeting where you can have a discussion where coach
There's
of
gotta be a window.
of the 8th seated wrestler can say, the guy that's seated 6th, take a look at this because I think we should be the 6th. And a lot of times, of course, that's a great example because you want to maybe avoid the 1. If you're an 8, you'll get the 1 in the second round.
Yeah.
So
I think that there's got to be a window to be like, hey, this happened here or whatnot. There's always a glitch. I mean,
so they do on the website at IHSAA Wrestling do have a great breakdown of this. So for you wrestling fans that are home, go ahead and take a look at that. And we've got a great event coming up here to Cedar Rapids. So Bulldog fans on the way home are going to go past U.S. Cellular on November 30th, the first ever professional wrestling. No, not the play crap stuff. WWE. Real wrestling will happen
You're gonna make
at
him
the
cry.
U.S. Cellular Center. I know he's a fan of it. That's why I'm staring right at him. This is the good stuff, and he's the good stuff wrestler, too. Team Dake, Team Taylor, the two captains for these teams, selected their teams about a week ago, and Hawkeye fans are going to be psyched. They're going to get to see Tony Ramos and Corey Clark wrestle each other at 61 kilograms. You're going to have another couple Hawkeyes in the lineup. They're wrestling on the Team Taylor team. Brandon Sorensen at 70 kilos. Sammy Brooks at 86 kilos. So Hawkeye fans, get your tickets. Go to Ticketmaster and go watch real wrestling. This is professional wrestling. These people are getting paid $5,000 a match. I think they get 25. Let's see. 10 starters will each pick up $2,500 for competing, and a win an additional $5,000. So it's worth the trip.
Yeah. You got your tickets.
I got tickets. We're ready to go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Jack and I are going. We're taking the girls. So we'll be hooking up with Schwarms and Wagners and all those folks. Hernandez, the folks at home, big wrestling fans, Trezzinos. We'll find a way to get up there. Flaherty's, everybody that supports the program at Bettendorf, and our wrestlers who are now at the Division 1 or 2 or 3 level.
Yeah, Hernandez is on the Fans Pizza Pub.
Hey, Timmy, how are you?
Fans Pizza Pub and Grill Facebook comment line. He said Kevin Gadsden, and I can't wait for the AWL.
Yeah, Don Bradley.
Yeah.
You're going to see some world senior level competitors here. Zach Sanders, Jordan Oliver coming back, James Green. You're going to have some fun matches. Sorensen and Green. Do you think Brandon can keep Green's double away? That'll be fun.
I know.
Tie him up, Brandon. Let's
Gotta-
get to it.
Got to take your young wrestlers to this, too.
Yeah, this would be a great opportunity to see some of the world's best.
Awesome. Mayor, thank you so much.
Happy to do
Enjoy
it.
the
Great
game.
to see you guys.
Go Dogs.
Thanks for doing this.
Thanks,
This is a lot of
Talk to you
fun.
soon, my friend. We'll
All right.
talk more about wrestling and setting something
Yeah,
up.
sounds great.
Yeah.
More about this auctioneer career.
Yeah.
I hear
Did
about.
you see that?
And Mike Kane says to say hi.
All right.
And then
Hey, Kaner.
Jason Anderson said he's holding down the fort down at the courthouse for you
I
today.
appreciate that. He's probably sitting in the back waiting to get out of there early. On a Friday afternoon, I wonder if any of his juveniles are doing anything stupid tonight.
Always.
Yeah, that's why we need him. All right, thanks, guys.
Take care, buddy.
Thanks,
Have
Mayor.
a safe trip home. See you soon. Hopefully, we see you next week. Right here. Thank you. Vasco.
Look at that. They're just coming in fast and furious.
I know. All right.
We got Dan Vasco.
Dan's coming in.
WHBF, Fox
Just
18.
Made it off the highway.
Oh, yeah.
Covered it for WHBF KLJV Sports. How was your trip?
That was good, man.
Good.
Solid drive. This is quite the setup you guys got, too.
Yeah, they did
This is
it-
pretty sweet.
Yeah, a lot of good fans. They travel well, huh?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. It's Bettendorf.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm blown away by the.
Did you have any trouble finding the place?
No.
pretty
Perfect.
easy, yeah.
Had parking, too.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, man, it looks pretty packed over there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Well, all you gotta do is just head west down this street. It'll take you right to the dome.
Perfect.
It's good.
Yeah,
All
it'll
right.
be my first time at the Dome, so.
So is it just you tonight?
Yeah.
You got
Oh,
it?
you mean like anchoring and stuff?
Yeah.
No, Jay's
no,
back.
No, I'm talking about camera, everything.
Yeah, it's all just me.
Just sneak me in. I want to get down the sidelines. I'll be your camera guy.
Dude, I mean, if we can figure out how to get those passes.
I know. They don't give those
They didn't
away
give us
here.
passes.
They didn't give us passes.
Ah,
We didn't get credentialed
man.
for this one.
We're,
You guys didn't?
You'll just be the guy. I'll be like, he's my battery guy.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, he's
Duh.
give me a new
Yeah.
battery.
The guy who just screams every. I don't
I
even
just
know.
got to carry on his stuff. I'm in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's it.
I think you just
That's
got to
it.
act like you
Just
you,
need
you should
equipment
be
managers.
there anyway, right? You just stare at
just
everyone
walk in
else.
like you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, it's all about confidence at that point.
So
That's a dad move right there.
yeah.
We just used to do that all the time. He'd walk through Ballpark Village in St. Louis. I'm like, hey, Dad, you can't take your drink through there. He's like, you're fine. Watch.
Just
he got stopped and he goes, no, John told me it was okay.
yeah. No John. Who's
There's no
John?
John.
There's no John.
So what's your plans for tonight? Like, are you going to stay for the whole thing and maybe a little bit more of the next game in case Bettendorf wins, just to to have a little bit of a tape just to show like, you know, who they're going to be playing, or are you just going to fold up after the game, or?
No, yeah. I mean, I'll probably head out after the Bettendorf game, but I'm going to be sticking around because I'm going to do a couple. I would call them stand-ups. You know, just
Okay.
kind of setting the stage for the game, and then kind of tossing that to some of the sound bites from the players and coach afterwards, and then wrapping it up from Cedar Falls. Obviously, hoping to come back next week as well. But yeah, no, I'll probably have to hit back the road just because it's such a long trip, and got football tomorrow morning as well.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I got to get right out to it.
Do you are like 4:00 game or whatever else? Like, yeah, I don't know, because 6:00 news. Are they gonna be like live or cut through?
Well, so the 6 o'clock for us is today. It's a unique situation because we just started the Man Show.
Yeah.
And since that's kind of put on by the station,
Yeah.
there's going to be a lot of that in there, and then we've got bunch of Hawkeye coverage and things like that. So Jay's going to have an update from the game, but in terms of total recap of all the highlights, we're going to have extensive, probably like 2 full minutes of just straight highlights from the game on 9 at Fox 18 at 9 o'clock, and then Local 4 News at 10 as well. So we'll have that plus the report afterwards from Coach and all the players.
Yeah.
So definitely be sure to tune in on the night side of things, and that'll probably be good for a lot of the Bettendorf fans here to be able to get back home and see the highlights if they are going back home right away. But
well, I mean, some may stick around to watch it,
sure.
but there's enough time in between that a lot of them just head back.
Yeah.
Before we start getting your predictions for the game and everything, your Steelers.
Big win, man. Huge win.
Yeah.
That was great.
Are they legit?
How many days till the Super Bowl?
I mean, it's I think there's, Mike Tomlin said perfectly after the game. He's like, I'm not sure. I don't know if we're that good. He's like, because the ball just falls in certain ways sometimes for guys, and once
you mean
things
he's
start
realistic?
spiraling, yeah.
I don't mean that as a slam to the Steelers. I mean,
yeah, it's just
you played good.
It is. You played well. You beat a very, very tough
Yep.
team, a great defense. You should be happy with the win. It's just about not riding the highs too much. It's mid-season. There's still plenty of games left to play, but it is nice to see the offense. I mean, Big Ben played the game of his career right there.
I'd rather had my team play like that than the way they did on Monday night.
Oh man, that was a rough outing.
Bad. It was terrible.
Everyone was really excited about Mari Cooper, though. Got that first touchdown, then crickets afterwards, very much.
There were
he
some
did.
weird
They
calls.
involved
He
him, I
did
guess. you could
fine.
say.
I mean,
No, I mean it wasn't. I'm not saying it was his fault. It was
I mean,
more
there
of
was there was a weird. They called. He had a great third down reception to get a first down, and they called a pick play. And I watched the replay. It wasn't even a pick. I mean, there was some.
Oh, I think was it on the right side?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, in the red zone. I do remember that one. I agree.
That's not a pick.
Yeah.
Like the guy just ran straight, and he didn't even clip the guy. He just
No,
ran
he
straight.
he was running a route essentially. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what he was doing, right? And
Not his fault that the dude went behind him and tripped.
I mean, that's actually that's kind of how that play is perfectly designed to not get a call. That's how those plays are designed.
And that being said, I mean, it wasn't the
But-
refs' fault by any means that
No,
they
I
lost
mean,
the
the
damn game.
defense had some shortcomings throughout. The offense couldn't.
Well, the defense gave
get
the offense
possession
everything
downs.
they needed in the offense.
They
Had
did.
The
No, it
kicking
was-
game in the offense had the shortcomings. But,
I would
yeah.
put the majority of it on the offense for sure. Possession downs they couldn't control, couldn't get a first down.
But yeah, no, we're loving our gigs here. This is good, man. This is the
Yeah,
mobile
man.
studio. What do you think?
Dude, I like it. We should just make this the new studio. Why not?
Well, yeah, we can go. Yeah, we were in the car earlier. We did a live video
Filming
from
in the
there.
car.
Oh,
yeah.
awesome.
From the land
There you
jet.
go.
Yeah, we had it all set
Make a
up
whole
and going.
event out of it. Well, that's what you got to do.
Well, next week you just should ride with us, Vasco.
I should.
Yeah.
That's true, actually. Why not?
Just
Why
stay in the
not?
company car, just ride with us. We'll make videos, and that way maybe I'll be able to get sideline packages.
There you
Steelers
go.
game.
Yeah.
Was McDonald's catch a touchdown?
No.
No. Okay.
I'm like, if they, I
Vance
mean,
McDonald?
there's no way that's a touchdown, and the Jesse James catch from last year isn't. That's just, yeah. No, the McDonald catch was not a touchdown. I'm very shocked that.
Well, on my fantasy
that they
team, it
didn't
was.
review it. Hey, that's all that matters, right? Yeah. Thankfully, it didn't change the trajectory too much of the game to where people could say that was the thing that turned everything around. They were already well dominating at that point.
So what's your prediction for the game, my friend?
Man, I think this is going to be a really good game. Obviously, Dowling's a great team, so everyone knows what they bring to the table. I think it's going to be a really close one. But I think Bendorf's offense is just so dynamic with so many options that even if they struggle in certain areas, they can bail themselves out in other ways. I think that'll be enough to win it. So I think Bettendorf comes away with the win, gets that monkey off the back, and able to advance to next week. It should be a great game, though. I think they'll take it 24-17 was my prediction. A little more low scoring because I think just with two great teams like they are, points might be hard to come by, at least early on. But
Everyone says it's going to be a good game. And I feel like deep down in our hearts, we're saying it just because we're apprehensive. BC Moore's rankings legitimately have Bettendorf like, they have Dowling by 20 points. BC Moore.
By 20?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the biggest line differential out of any games that are being played this weekend in the state semifinals. But he also, keep in mind, he also had City West favored by 3 or 4 last week as well. It's just the one thing I wanted to look at. People asking the line. If I had to set a line, if I'm a sports book and I'm setting a line, I'm giving Dowling more than a touchdown, but I'm not giving him 10.
No, 20's,
Yeah.
I mean, 20's, that's a lot, man.
I'd give Dowling
9.
I'd give Dowling, I'd put him at 8.5.
Yeah, and you know what? They deserve it as well
Yeah.
because they are the defending, champs. They have run the table, so they deserve to be in the spot they are. But I think Bettendorf has handled these situations that they've been put in recent weeks fairly well. They play PV very closely. A lot of people were expecting Bettendorf to blow the lid off of that, but then they come back in the second half and put it on display. They're like, all right, here we are. We're going to take over and win this game, and they did that last week, down 11. For a high school team, you're down 11 points in the first quarter. It's tough to mentally overcome that because you start thinking, well, yeah, we got a full game, but man, already have an 11-point deficit to a team that we were played so closely. I think they have it in them to be able to make that run. And I forget who your guest was earlier, but they said, why not this team this year?
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a lot of truth to that. They have a lot of momentum with them. They have that underdog, mentality coming into this matchup. So in that regard, they can play a little more loosely and maybe come away with a win. That'd be awesome.
This is not a defense, and I think everyone's pointed out the Dowling defense isn't the same. We can pull it up, and everything goes through Jason Murray here for Dowling, and that's not a shocker at all. So, 5-time state champions, you got to create turnovers. You can't have turnovers. The offense is different in Bettendorf. They're firing on all levels, and that's a good thing that's going to be for Bettendorf. But again, you got to give respect to Dowling at 5-state champion, and I think it's going to be a good game. I just feel like we keep hearing over and over from everybody, it's going to be a good game. What deep in our hearts, we're like, man, we don't want to walk away with another loss at the Dome.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you never know. You really don't. You don't know. It's the beauty of football in general, high school football as well. They got a good staff. Wiley makes adjustments well, I think, and that's something to their credit. So if it isn't a close game early on, they have a shot to make it one in the second half. I think they got a good shot at that. But, honestly, I think Bettendorf can pull off the victory in this one. I think the weapons they have can maximize that. Darian Porter has some unique speed.
Speaking of lines, you need a Hassel Streak bet, T-Roy, because I lost last night when I took the Celtics minus 9.5.
See, it's Friday.
It's Friday.
I'll take
Ain't got no
Bettendorf
job.
plus the 8.5.
Yeah, I love it. I was going to try to get you to do
There
it, too.
you go.
All right. That's the Hassel Streak bet. Bettendorf plus the 8.5. So that's the official one. All right. So you got to get over there and set up. We got to start wrapping some of this stuff up.
Yeah, we got to wrap some stuff up.
We're going to have one more guest on. Dan, thank you so much for coming.
Absolutely. Yeah, appreciate it, guys.
Hustling over here and coming to say hi to us. Always a good time seeing you, my friend. Hopefully we get to see you next week. And let's just pack everything in the land jet.
Yeah,
Come up together.
Absolutely, man. That'd be great.
Yeah.
We should actually. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, I'm serious,
I don't see why that wouldn't. That couldn't work out. So.
Oh, that's great. Good.
No, that'd be cool.
Because now we can pack the stuff in the back. We don't have to do it on the air, and we don't have to make sure it's working in there. So we'll be good to go.
Perfect.
That is awesome. Fantastic.
Good stuff.
Thanks,
All right,
Vasco.
and be sure to check out the highlights tonight.
Definitely.
So we're gonna have that full coverage.
KLJB,
for you, so,
WHBF.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you guys.
See you soon.
Appreciate it.
All right, Vern.
Good seeing you guys.
See you, Dan.
All right, we'll see you. Are you guys going?
What? All right, everybody. This is Matt Shelton, aka Vern. That's Serge. That's
Serge,
T-Roy.
Trent,
We're going
Trent,
behind enemy lines, not Dowling, but Cedar Falls.
You bet.
He's called him before.
Vern has. He was actually last year against City West. He was our expert against City West. What to look for out of City West. Vern is the Cedar Falls equivalent of me at Bettendorf. Knows their history. Vern actually coached. Do you still coach for them?
Yep, I coached this. Second year back. I coached for about 10 years, and I went down to Johnston and coached for a couple of years.
Yeah.
It took about 14. I had some surgery and stuff like that, but then I started coaching again last year.
And you're for what? You're with Woodley down there.
Yeah, I was Willie down in Johns. Yep.
So you coach sophomores this year.
Yep. Coach sophomores this year.
So what? So what's going on tonight? Do you go?
I'll be down there on the field just helping out, just
Yeah.
helping scout a little bit, see kind of what alignment's going to get. At this time of year, you're not going to put a lot of different things in. You are who you are, and you're going to see different wrinkles here and there. But like I said, it's no secret we're going to try to get the ball to Wolf. It's no secret we're going to try to get the ball to Gary. Two playmakers, and then defensively, it's no secret that we're going to funnel everything to Jack Campbell. So like I said, there's nothing real different. You
don't think there's anything different in Southeast Polk that they're showing now that was different when they were 4 and 5. I mean, they're putting together a pretty good run.
Look at talking with Brian a little bit too. Because he said when they played him before, they knew their running back. I mean, he's a good back.
Yeah.
He's getting recruited by Iowa State.
We're talking about Southeast Polk.
Yeah, Southeast Polk's back. I think the big thing with them was, I think they're really focused on that running back, and that quarterback run game kind of caught them off their heels a little bit. So, I mean, that running back was still pretty effective for him last week, but I think that quarterback play was just a different, a wrinkle that they weren't really prepared for, weren't really expecting. So I think it maybe caught them off balance a little bit. So, I mean, they're still, their bread and butter is still going to be pounding the rock with that back. That's what they're going to want to do. So if they can get that rolling, that's just going to be what's going to be the key to them.
Yeah.
So that's like I said, for us, I mean, we're not going to do any fancy defensively. We just know we got. I mean, anybody make them one-dimensional, and that's what we're going to.
It's no different than what Bettner's got to do with Jason Murray.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know where the ball's going to go to.
Yeah, Dowling. I mean, they've run the same offense. I mean, Tom Wilson, he was running the same offense when we were in college down at Dyke New Hartford. He's been running that same offense forever.
Yeah.
And, the good thing, good successful team. I mean, they put them in 7th and 8th grade, and they run that, and they run it, and they run it, so they can run it in their sleep. So like I said, so kids like that, they've known that offense forever. So like I said, it's going to be nothing. Not really anything surprisingly. Like I said, you may see different formations here and there, but people are, like I said, they are where they are. They're not going to change. They're going to try to. Their game plan is going to be what it is.
It's a fun night.
Absolutely.
When we lived together in college, we were here. We always went to these games.
Yep.
So for you getting to be on the sidelines, I'm sure it's much better. For me being able to cover it, it's awesome. But yeah, I mean, we're talking back about just under 20 years ago. We were coming to these games just on Friday nights just to come as fans when you weren't coaching or anything. And
we actually remember that me and then Litton and I, we went to the Litton brothers who went down and scouted down in Ames.
We scouted Valley.
We scouted Valley too. We scouted Valley.
Yeah. It was much different than it wasn't iPads or anything else. It was writing down pen and paper every single play.
I mean, with Huddle, we don't even send anybody to scout anymore. Everything Huddle, and then we don't get it as a sophomores, but like our offensive line coach is sitting there with an iPad, like going over the last, just like scrolling through like the last. I'm like, whoa. So yeah, it's a little bit. It's changed a little bit, man.
Yeah, we were sitting down with a pad of paper, and every single play we had to just fill in where it went.
Yeah.
So things have definitely changed. It's got to be interesting. So good luck tonight.
You bet, bud.
And we'll definitely talk to you soon. Hopefully next week.
You betcha.
You're going to do something like this. I don't know like how much you'll have preparation or what time.
Yep.
Hopefully, if we get
Hopefully
to come
it's
up.
Bettendorf Cedar Falls.
We just don't know where we'll be able to go because it's going to be packed all over this town. We're hoping to. I don't want to turn any Cedar Falls fans on Morgan and Bennett here.
No. Honestly, the coaches come down here after. Usually this is the way they come for after the game. I think Cedar Falls fans are not. They're not going to. They're going to be. It's not like you guys weren't the political stuff. They won't care about that.
Yeah.
No,
What we're hoping for is a rematch.
Yeah.
So Bettendorf gets through. Hoping for a rematch, play Cedar Falls. And again, however we can set it up to talk to you beforehand. I don't know what time you have to be here or what's going to work out. But those are things we need to figure out tomorrow morning. So good luck to you tonight. Thank you for stopping in. We'll talk off the air.
You bet, man.
It's good to see you, my
Good
friend.
to see you guys.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, we're going to wind it up, get stuff closed
real
up.
Quick, hold on. There's been a lot of things going on, a lot of moving parts here.
Yep.
We got to wrap it up. You took Bettendorf plus the points, obviously.
Yep.
All right, we're all taking Bettendorf, or else we wouldn't be doing this. So
This is my first Bettendorf high school football game ever.
yeah, your first one in the Dome too.
First one in the Dome, first one ever.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's very big, so it's not like a high school area. You know what I'm saying?
Worked right up the road from many a Bettendorf high school football game before. Never been to a game.
So it's going to be a fun night tonight. We appreciate everybody who came, who watched, who listened to us. I don't know if Bettendorf wins. I don't know if we'll be able to do. I don't think we'll do a live remote, but we'll try to do the same thing. Don't you think, gentlemen? Next week. Okay. Good talk. And
Yeah, I think so.
so,
Yeah.
if they win, we're going to try to do the same thing. Thank you to Mulligans.
Just getting yep. Thank you, Moses. We're doing a little shot out there to the crowd right now. Everybody.
Do it again. Yell it again.
Go Bulldogs! All right, they're starting to filter out now.
Yeah,
they're
they're
remaining in the
getting their
game.
seat. They don't need to get their seats. There's plenty of time in between. All right, so thank you to Mulligans for having us. Thank you to Bulldog fans for coming in here today and supporting us and supporting Mulligans, and just following on Facebook and saying, yeah, we're all going to come here together. This has been great. Thank you to Landjet for getting us up here safe. Thank you to Will the Thrill for driving us here and getting us safe and everything. He's going to the game with us. Everybody, you can watch the game on Iowa High School Sportsnet. You can watch it at Pints. You can watch it at any bar that's got a television. Just go in there and ask for it. Game is at 4 o'clock. Bettendorf versus Dowling. And Cedar Falls versus Southeast Polk is at 7. So thank you very much. Follow on Twitter. All of us. Go Bulldogs. We will see you guys later.
Yep, thank you. We're
Have a
out.
great night.